So today I want to talk to you about perspective. And one of my favorite poems actually is a great example of our perspectives and how they can change depending on what we're looking at and what we see. So I'm going to read a poem. It's called The Blind Men and the Elephant. It was 6 men of Indostan, to learning much inclined, who went to see the elephant, though all of them were blind, that each by observation might satisfy his mind. The first approached the elephant and happened to fall against his broad and sturdy side, at once began to bawl, God bless me, but the elephant is nothing but a wall. The second, feeling tusk, cried, Ho, what have we here, so very round, smooth, and sharp? 'Tis me is mighty clear. The wonder of an elephant is very like a spear. The third approached the animal, and happening to take the squirming trunk within his hands, I see, quoth he, the elephant is very like a snake. The fourth reached out his eager hand, and felt about the knee. What most wondrous beast is like, is mighty plain to see. Quoth he, 'tis clear enough that the elephant is very like a tree. The fifth, who chanced to touch the ear, said, even the blindest man can tell what this resembles most. Deny the fact who can, this marvel of an elephant is very like a fan. The sixth no sooner had begun, about the beast to grope, than seizing of the swinging tail that fell within his scope. I see, quoth he, the elephant is very like a rope. And so these men of Indostan disputed long and loud, each in his own opinion, exceeding stiff and strong. Though each was partly in the right, all were in the wrong. I think that's a great example of how we have different perspectives. So when we go through things and we go through trials and different situations in our lives, we only see one part. And just like those men, as soon as they saw that one part, they stopped. They didn't continue feeling around the elephant to figure out what it really was like. And they spent most of their time just describing and arguing their one point and their one side. And so often when we have situations we come into where there's any type of challenge, we have that one perspective and we lock ourselves into it. We get so focused on being right in the perspective that we have that we forget that there are other things out there. There are different views, different ways to see things, and perhaps through somebody else's eyes even. And when we get to the point where we spend so much time fighting and arguing our case, or even having a hard time seeing something good because our perspective is so bad, that we miss out on what we're really supposed to be experiencing. The thing is that our perspectives come from our life experiences. They come from pain, they come from joy, they come from things that we've gone through, and therefore shape how we see ourselves and how we see the things around us. So you may have had a troubled past, and because of that troubled past, it's hard for you to see the positive in things. What I would encourage you to think about is the other perspective. You have your one perspective, you see the elephant as the wall, and in reality somebody else sees it as a spear, or the tail being like anything else except for what you see. So as you look at things in your life and the situations, try to take a step back and think about why you're having that perspective. Why is it difficult for you to see the positive? When you make the conscious choice to look at your life as nothing but options, and that the perspective that you want is up to you, when you see your life that way, things change and things open up because you don't see limits, you see possibilities. So the next time you enter a situation where your perspective is causing you to lose time, energy, causes you stress, whatever that thing is, take a step back. What's another thing that you could think? What's another thought that you can have that would change your outlook on that situation? So just to prove my point, behind me is a bunch of rocks. So now check out what happens when we switch the camera around. You have nothing but a view.